But then subsequently he said that he felt that it was rushed. Do you feel like it was rushed as well, this project here?
Yes, I do. Last year when I got signed, obviously Birthday Sex was my first single introduced to the world, and you know, at that point it was #1, and I feel like I had a lot of momentum built up for people to expect at least something else, you know, of that type of caliber, or at least what else I have to offer if I could give them that, you know. And the album kind of, you know, I won't say that the first album was rushed, because I'm glad it was released, because a lot of artists don't even get the opportunity to release an album. You know, they make music and never get heard. And so with this album, you know, I felt it was a little different, because album dropped the single, and that wasn't quite as big as Birthday Sex. And usually when you have, you know, your best point to drop an album is when you have everyone's attention. And I didn't have everyone's attention.
So the album you felt like it wasn't necessarily rushed, but it seems that twice you've had big singles,
Yeah.
and it seems like the label are being they're reacting to the singles and not necessarily giving it
The push.
the full push.
The full push, yeah. I mean, I say that. I mean, I think a lot of artists can say that right now, though. I think just with how the present state of the music industry is, that's probably why. But then again, I could say there's some other different underlining feelings that I could have towards, you know, why my album wasn't as successful. Not that it wasn't as, to me better, you know, but not as successful as my first one. And, you know, I released an album last year, the same week as MJ's death, and it's still, you know, rest in peace, but it still did numbers. You know, people were interested in hearing what I had to offer them, and were even aware that I was coming out with an album, and it has everything to do with, you know, marketing and the promo. And I just don't feel like this album really got that chance. And I think now people are realizing, obviously, with this song doing well, like, yo, this dude came out with an album. And I think I liked him last year. I want to see how this might sound, and I think that's like the reaction now. And slowly but surely, people are finding out that my album is out. And I mean, right now, statistically, it's starting to show that.
So let me ask you, so if you were in a label, how would you personally market Jeremih to the public? What would you have done differently if you were in a position of power in pushing the project?
Visuals. There was no visual out. There was no. On blogs where I see a lot of artists, you know, sometimes people pay for that, you know, the labels pay for that. And, you know, the Carrie Hilson, even Soulja Boy, he had a lot of marketing and promo, even though his album didn't probably sell like that much. But, you know, people knew that his album was out, and that he had, you know, Pretty Boy swag, and now speakers going. I think, you know, visuals are very important. People need to see that an album is out, that a piece of work is out, and I don't think people saw that. So what I would have done differently was probably, you know, released another song first before, you know, just doing that. And also just making sure my face was out and everywhere. TV looks are important. Just being out in the open and back on the scene.